Hello, thank you for joining us in this very interesting Agora talk. You can come sit in front if you want. It will be easier not to have all the noise that comes from upstairs. So with us is Knafo from France and Dafni Bechtsi from Greece, and they're going to present the online platforms and all this fascinating world. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jana. Please feel free to come a bit to us. Feel free just to stay a bit closer to us, if ever. I just want to introduce you again to Dafni. Dafni on a platform broadcasting films, documentary, and so on in Greece. And the platform is called Cinobo. Cinobo?
Yeah.
Cinobo. On my side, I also have a platform with nothing else than documentaries. So today we have 1,300 titles online. And so, of course, when there is a lot of films, we have to categorize them in order to help the final customer, to find his way onto, and we use the technology. A very special technology I will talk to you about. I want to apologize for our two other members, and they are not here today. The first one is Kirill Giosef. Kirill owns a platform in North Macedonia. And the other one, so Kirill seems to have a health problem, that's what he told me, and he apologized for not being there today. The other one is Yann Chaplon. Yann Chaplon was here until this morning and have to leave for a big business appointment out of Greece. So he apologized, but Yann is a specialist for YouTube channels, and get prepared to be very seriously surprised by YouTube channels. Okay. So we call this meeting together Channels in the Cloud, a revolution or new business opportunities. Was the subline? The subline was something might have happened in between our dads' TV channels and cell phone. So basically you all heard about Netflix, and we just have to remember, and I'm talking about history, we just have to remember where they come from. So we had the channels, then we used a lot the DVD. Everybody forgot today what DVD is, what DVD were. But it was very used at one moment. Netflix was a DVD seller. And a DVD seller that sent you, because it was the US, the post office is different, they send you ask for a title, you will receive the title, and you will send the title and you will ask for another one. What does that mean? That means that at this moment, Netflix, the DVD company, has the data of what you guys wanted. What you guys wanted. They know you, and they are different, and they know that you are different. So they could understand you a bit more and bring you the more close titles to interest you. So that was a bit of the history. Then a lot of other company went out, and a lot of indies, independent, of course, tried to get in this area. Dafni and I, we are some of them. And these guys also tried to join themselves in a European association called EuroVoD. And EuroVoD is a way to be a bit, to take a place different than Netflix, Amazon, and all the other one discoveries. They have an association, and I'm a member also, called the Coalition, but basically they are lobbyists in Europe. And being a lobbyist when you are Netflix or Discovery is not exactly the same than being a lobbyist like Dafni or me. It's just a bit different in terms of, well, money, basically. So we join ourselves in this association to try to make our voice meaning something. Maybe it's important to remind, because we are in a business, our business is a rights business. So what kind of rights do we use? I was distributor for 25 years, so some of you may know me at this moment. The kind of right we use, of course, we broadcast basically on OTT, over the top, so you can click and access to our platforms. And the kind of rights we use are VOD rights, to allow us to broadcast films on VOD. And under the VOD rights, you have mainly two kinds of rights. The first one is the SVOD. SVOD means subscription. And AVOD means advertising VOD rights. So that means that we can use also commercials. And that may help because you may know that investment on our platforms is huge. So trying to get to the point zero is a real fight. Is a daily. It's our fight, how we can meet our customer, how we can provide them what they want, and to be as close as possible of them. So these are the two rights we use. You may have heard about something just a bit new these days, which is fast channels. Well, basically, fast channels are AVOD channel using VOD, using ads bit differently than we used to we used to know. So FAST and AVOD, FAST is using AVOD, so that's it. I just would like also to show you just these business cards. You have all our informations. So there's mine. There's Jan just send me, and feel free to come and see me later. You cannot read very well, but I have all his information. So if anybody of you wants to have a contact with him, please get in contact with me and I will put you through. And of course, Dafni. Of course, I should have started this presentation by introducing Dafni, but I'm a bad guy, and I found it easy because now I can give her the floor.
Hi, everybody. Well, I will start by giving an introduction to our streaming service, and I hope that from it a lot of questions can emerge and we can discuss at the end more about the subject and the actual revolution of VOD, as Guy said. I will open that now. Okay. Cool. So. It should show up soon. Cool. So, Cinobo started 2 years ago, and when we first launched, the media was all over being like, oh, the Greek Netflix and stuff like that. We're very far away from Netflix. We only are similar in the way that on the rights we use. We use the subscription VOD rights because we're a subscription VOD platform. But I would say we're very much different in terms of philosophy and vision to Netflix. So we are a curated subscription VOD streaming service and a distributor in Greece. We only cater to Greece and Cyprus. And we are specializing in art house and independent cinema, including documentaries. We launched literally 2 years ago. Our birthday was 3 days ago. And we started as a team of 2, and today we're a team of 13, 14, currently employing. Yeah, I would say that we created this platform to make great cinema truly accessible. Because for me, it was for ages, it was for a very long time a question, like, how could it be that we are in the era of access, real access to everything? Anytime we want, we just click, we find it, and there's all these amazing films that so many people worked hard for, that so many resources went into, and they reached festivals, they reached all over the world, and then suddenly they're nowhere to be seen. So that was kind of the inspiration behind why we created Cinobo, primarily to make great cinema truly accessible. Secondly, to reintroduce the audience to this content, because really, do you really think my brother, who is 18 years old, has any idea of actual cinema? He only knows how to stream online, and whatever comes up on his screen, he will watch it. So another goal for us was to reintroduce the audience to great cinema and reintroduce it to younger audiences. Lastly, build an interactive community of subscribers. It is a really, really big goal for us to communicate with our audience, to bring more cinephiles in Greece and all over the world in the community of cinephiles, make people love cinema. And we really think we can do that by interacting more with the audience. So this is pretty much how we work. I would say we're a team of 13. As I said today, this is a bit outdated. We're from very, very different disciplines, but we have one thing in common, which is our love for cinema. So the platform, I won't bore you with that, but it basically has all the usual features that any subscription VOD platform has. The content is offered unlimited, so you can see unlimited content for a monthly subscription, and you can cancel anytime. You can do all the usual things that you can do in a platform, and obviously the content is protected by DRM protected to not be pirated. So, our catalog, we are getting close to 1,000 titles, and we have a very, very broad catalog from very, very different directors and from different countries and from many languages. I would say that the thing that unifies our catalog is the fact that it's all independent art house content, and the fact that it's all handpicked. We literally, we pay a lot of attention to the titles being selected. Whether it's something new or a classic, we just make sure that it's worth being discovered. We do weekly premiere, and we offer fresh collections and tributes. The accents behind how you could categorize our content is awarded. We have one of the largest selections of awarded cinema. Then festival gems. We're in festivals. Every festival we screen films all day, scouting and hoping that we'll find the next small thing that we think the audience needs to discover. Greek cinema. It's the first time that that Greek cinema was offered under one roof, and that was really important because we really think that having no access to something means that you cannot actually fall in love with it. So we really wanted to give inspiration through that and make Greek cinema more accessible, make it more accessible. Then classics from the 1930s to 2000s, obviously couldn't miss from our catalog, and premieres. So these are titles we also distribute, and we make sure they reach our audience after their theatrical premieres. So all in all, Cinobo had a really good welcome in Greece, and it quickly became a love brand. It was really well received by everybody. And we are here continuing to carry out our vision, which is to fulfill our vision, which is to create, inspire, and strengthen the community of cinema lovers in Greece, and maybe in the future all over the world. And we do that by giving real access to great cinema. So today we were supposed to be 4 people, and the two of them didn't come, so that's why I took more time to get you through all of that. If you want, I could give you a quick overview over documentary. It's just very quickly. Our catalog, 12% of our catalog is currently documentaries. We do pay attention to documentaries. We try to select. We try to be selective, like with the rest of our content. But I think the good thing about streaming and the way that it played, I think it played a part in this kind of. The way it plays a part in this revolution today, and I think it can be a positive, it can have a positive impact, is the fact that, for example, documentaries are a kind of film that in Greece, really, it's not attractive for distributors. Like the box office admissions can be reach max 1,000 admissions, which is very, very discouraging for a distributor. And they don't often find distribution in Greece. So the usual channels are the one could distribute a documentary is through pay TV. So they're very, very much connected. I mean, outside the festival, which obviously does great work, and thankfully festivals are here. Then the audience is used to watching documentaries just on TV. So they're very much associated with that in their minds. So I think with VOD coming into play now, there is a whole new era of access to genres like documentary and animation. And I think there is an opportunity for films to be shown that otherwise wouldn't have... would never reach Greece because the distributors would not pick them. So I think that's very important for us, and that is a small case study of a documentary that we found in a boutique documentary company, Outlook. We were searching through their catalog, and we stumbled upon Caught in the Net. It's a documentary that didn't really have a festival career, didn't really... we didn't know about it. We just found it in a catalog. But it was about a very, very taboo subject that people never speak about in Greece. It was about children's sexual abuse over the internet. So we decided that it's worth being shared because it had a message to pass, and we got the film. And we tried to repackage it to make it attractive for the Greek audience, redesign the poster, organized a very strong digital campaign. And although we knew that it had very limited theatrical potential, we decided we would get it anyway because it could have a digital VOD premiere. A digital premiere, and in the end, it got really good press coverage. It's a story where, like, it's not like such a big special story, but it just shows the fact that this film would never reach the Greek audience, and suddenly it was all over the news. And it's like in 1 year, it had like over social media, it had reached 360,000 people on Facebook and Instagram. The news that this film is out there. It had 100,000 views on its YouTube trailer video, and 4,000 people found it over Google, like in Greece, searched it, and they were like caught on the net and stuff. And very many people engaged with the film, leaving comments, and basically it gave it an existence in Greece. Today the film has 5,000 views on the platform, and you know, it's, again, just the story of a film that will never reach this territory. So, yeah, I think that's why streaming is here for just now. It's here to come after the cinemas and give a life to the film after the cinemas. And I think that's a good part of the revolution that's coming today, because I think the extinction of DVD really made it obvious that the access to cinema is not... Like, we don't have access to cinema anymore after the festivals and the theatrical distribution. So, yeah, that's it. I'm here to talk with Guy more and answer your questions after. And I hope that gives you a bit of an intro of our service and how we do things. Yeah.
As you want. Okay. Well, we just wanted to say, and I forgot, and I hope that Dafni will excuse me, please do not forget that it's the very first time we do such an event. So forgive us if there's anything different. I will tell you about Knock the Dock, my platform. Is that okay? Yeah, okay. Basically, as I told you, there is 1,300 title in this platform, and what we wanted to do is to definitely bring something new to the final customer. That means that it was a long process to find the best way to get connected to what we wanted to do. What I will say could be surprising, but it works. 95%, but it works. When we have a very large offer, we already signed 2,000 titles that we upload on a regular basis, and 1,300 out of them is already online. So what was important for us is not to lose the customer, but to help him to find the best way in such an ocean of films. That was one thing. The other thing, quite connected to that, is that we really wanted a word we had in mind when we were developing the platform is doc is sexy. Doc has to talk to the people. Doc is not something just reserved to an elite. Doc is something that has to talk to anybody. So you can find in this platform beautiful films, wonderfully made, very intellectuals. But you also could find some food recipe, why not, or films about a food recipe, fishing and hunting films, and nice films, the beautiful beaches in Mediterranean. The reason is we use this specific technology called semantic indexing. Semantic indexing. Semantic indexing means that the first thing we do when we have a file, the file of a film, is that we capture the words said. All the words said in a film, we capture them. We do a kind of text file, okay? And that gives us the moment where a word is mentioned in a film. I will show you later. What that allows us to do, for example, that allows us to link the film. To link the film together. And linking the film together means that you can have a film on, let's say something easy, on pasta, and then you could be linked to a film on arts in Italy. It's easy to understand. But you just have to know that on these 2,000 titles, we have a little bit more than 350,000 tags. 350,000 tags that link everywhere. And of course, we also use, so that is a part of our recommendation tool. So, of course, we try also to understand the final customer. When somebody is logged in our platform, we try to follow him, we try to understand what he likes, and everything is an information. Everything is an information. Everything that somebody do with his mouse is, not mouse, Mickey, is an information and is a data we use. So we try to be as close as possible to the final customer. Let me very briefly show you the platform. So that is the new version of the platform. It's almost, this one is the very first time that somebody see it. It's not finished, this one is not finished. You may see some mistakes, but basically here we are. So of course, documentaire means à l'affiche, means editorialization. When you have such a big catalog, it's very important to almost to sign it, to sign the editorialization. So we try to, on les documentaires à l'affiche, we choose one film to promote. And exactly the same with, that way, okay. Les nouveautés de la semaine means, of course, what is new this week. Documentaire phare means highlights we personally choose for some films. And we have done something that is not finished, les dossiers, the files. So as we have a lot of products inside, we can do files. For example, this one, I don't know what's inside, but there's 3 documentaries. If we get in, okay. So there is 3 films. There is 3 films and a little explanation of the thematic. And of course, as we have, that is something you don't see, but as we have a lot of files already made, we have made archives of our files. So people could click and have the list of the archives, of the titles, and then get in what they want. Maybe I can show you just one film like that, boom, to explain you. Okay, so here is the main information of a film. Oh, something, well, something don't work. Okay, let's go back to the menu. So let's see this one. So of course, each one, we decide to put 3 films, but if we click here, we have more, of course. I don't know what's happened. Okay. So then, if we click on like that, you have a bit more information. All what you see here are words mentioned in the film. It's just something funny, let's say something light and funny. And if you want to see homosexuality, so I click on homosexuality, and there's no sound, but the word homosexuality is mentioned on all this part, and you can click and hear. It's nothing else than something funny. But here you have the thematics, the main thematics of the film. Homosexuality, homophobia, reunion islands, discrimination, and so on and so on and so on. That is, these are the main title, and of course, connected to that film, some other films. Then if we try to see it, so you see there's a little bar under the film. So under this little bar, these kind, we call that the no keys, these words with the image, will move. Let me... Well, it may work. Aha. I'm sure it will work. Well, no, it is, there's a problem here. Well, usually some tags come here and we could click on them. I'm sorry, it's a pity, because that's quite impressive. I don't know why it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work today. So again and again and again. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Then, where is it? Then, of course, the film we haven't stopped. Then the playlist. Some thematics. And here, the big categories. The big categories of the catalog. So if we go on history, so you have above an explanation which is very useful to talk with Google. Google is, the text is not very good, but it's good to be understand by Google. What is our main goal here? Then the subcategories. So, personnage historique. And again, always some new films. Okay, and what could I go? Hope this one will work. No. This one don't work. So we still have, we're still having some problems. So, like that, you understand how we say that the kind of user experience that we want to provide to our customer, and that makes our difference with our competitor. So, tack, and now what I want to show you is that and here is the real surprise. I talked with Jan Chaplon yesterday. Jan Chaplon is a kind of 50-year-old guy. He was he was one of the big boss for France Télévisions. And he was, well, he's a kind of serious professional. And he made Logicomics just to work with YouTube. And honestly, we talked yesterday and he explained me a bit more. I knew very globally. But he explained me what he do, and he explained me the numbers. So it's very easy to understand how massive the YouTube audience is. Of course, if anybody of you wants to have these files, they are at your disposal. You just have to ask. That is the only page in French. 40 million of French people over 18 years old are in YouTube every day. And they look every day more than 24 minutes. Here are the revenue of YouTube. I just let you screen. It's quite interesting. And what he told me, it's very clear. The reports they made are very, very clear. They take 10% for them for the platform, for their fees, and then on the 100% of the rest, they pay 60% to the people, and they keep 40%. So it's quite, and they have very, very, very serious title by title and so on. So basically, what he do, he run 40 channels. Different kind of channels, and he has a huge action in terms of editorialization. That means that he may change the title, of course, with the agreement of the producer. He may change the title. When he puts an image, he will decide which image, and that might not be the choice of the producer or the director. He feels completely free to make that done. Also, the way that a film is used on YouTube by him, he will claim the rights on piracy, and that is a huge revenue for him. He told me that is a little bit less than 20% of his revenue are coming from the fact that the films are under piracy and that he claimed for these rights. And at this moment, YouTube will stop to pay the pirates, but will pay him. So that means that the producer will really receive the money used. And not just the producer, because in France, you know, we have some rights, well, authors are paid on, can't find my words, but there is some big association that pays the author on the right when they use it, when the rights are used. So also the author are paid with that. So that is a way, that is one of his channel, and everything is editorialized. Everything, he chooses the name of the channel, he chooses the image of the film, he chooses the first image of the channel, he chooses everything and he rewrites the pitch. So, just one film, of course, it's a film about Vatican. So, this means bring 8,000 euro to the producer, to the right holder. 8,000 euro on YouTube, on an official channel that has been bring back to the real right holders. Well, if some distributors are here, we all know that there's a lot of channels in France that pay 2,000 euro for 2 or 3 years with a kind of exclusivity. So that has to be compared. That really has to be compared. 2,000 euro and you cannot do anything else with your film, and 8,000 euro just in a year.
Guy, sorry, like, is that from how many views do you, just so we open a discussion? I don't actually have an opinion, but like, is that 1.8 million? Like, I can't
1.8 million view.
Yeah, so it's like 1,000 euro from 1.8 million views.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of people that viewed this film for that little money.
So,
I mean, the money sounds like a lot, but then this is actually very interesting information. It's good, and it's good that, I mean, with VOD, I think that's the most interesting thing about it. There's so many options. Like, Guy and myself here just literally presented 3 completely different models, like 3 completely different models based on how we work, how we want to work, and how the content is monetized in the end, the film. But from what I understand from this, because the first time I see this and it's interesting, is that, you know, 8,000 euros for 1.8 million views sounds like a lot. No, I mean, for a lot of views for this kind of money.
I have nothing else to say than that.
No, but what do you think about this? As in, like, you know, you say that in a VOD operator in France, somebody might pay for 2 years, for example, 2,000 euros, but then their platform might be accessible from 50,000 people, and only 10% might watch the content. So then that person has the opportunity to sell again in different channels.
I have a question, but maybe Jan only can answer. Obviously, 1.8 million viewers are not only for France, it's worldwide. So is it considered as a window as a proper window by televisions or even platforms? For instance, if this film is on YouTube, would you consider dropping it out of your platform, or how does it work?
Yeah, that's one thing to consider. Like, I think the creator and the producers really have to think how they would like to see their film distributed, because a choice like this one might be great, and I think there's films and producers that would choose it, but then that would really put off other channels and providers from paying for paying money to put the film in their platform as well, because they're like, well, it's out there for free, so why would I put it in a catalog that I offer for, you know what I mean? So it's something to consider. Like, I think creators really have to think of what each platform has to offer. For example, and that was also a point between what Guy was saying earlier about the way his platform works is very revolutionary. It's something new, it's something innovative. You know, the thing with words and all that, it's something new that people don't have access to. But then it's an algorithm, and that gives a strength. And then there is the opposite, which is something like us, where there is no algorithm, and we literally curate the content manually according to what's happening today, what film we think, you know, just say. So I think it's a matter of building the trust, and for the VOD platforms, it's a matter of who they want to target, who they want to cater for, and then for the producer, it's a matter of choosing what suits their film and their ideology.
Well, just a bit a part of the answer. It seems that this film, as it is written here, has been online since May 1st, 2021. And the date of this file is March 14th, 22, so a few days ago. So that means that what they have made, revenu estimé du partenaire, so that means that's the estimated revenues of the partners. So, and the partners is a company that were here. It is Ampersand. So that means that in less than a year, Ampersand with YouTube and with this title has made a bit more than 8,000 titles.
Yeah, and I think what Elise was saying earlier is really important. Is in like, is this globally? Is this France? Is this like the? Anyway, it seems like a great potential. Yeah. 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 What Elise was saying is that it could be complementary, and many platforms are complementary. Many channels are complementary. Yeah. So yeah, and I think that's another thing about where, you know, since this chat is more about platforms and VOD in general and not just our platforms, but. I think it's very interesting to see where it's all heading, because there's all this, like, you know, obviously there's major global streamers that can literally choose content for like all the countries and decide how they use the content, how they exhibit the content. But then it's something to consider how you know, whether in the long run, having more providers, smaller providers, local providers can help getting access to polymorphic content, like various content that's not what, no, what the algorithm, what Guy was saying earlier about algorithms and having the data and knowing what people want, is you can just keep offering what they want in a loop. Like, this is it, refreshed. So I think it's very important to see that these last few years, many small platforms have been popping up, because it gives an opportunity for variety in film exhibition.
It's almost the end. I don't know, Jana, if we have a bit time more.
Well,
5 more minutes. Okay, if we can have the computer. So they also use algorithm, and they really use it, and they are every day 5 people working on the connection with YouTube and on the way to show the best of the films. And I was just to finish, because that is quite interesting. The last diagram. We were all thinking that YouTube is used by the kids. Definitely, it's not. 70% of the audience is age over 25. Which means something for us, documentary professionals. We know that mainly our job is not to get connected with the youngest. So that means that 70% of the audience of YouTube might be interested by our products, the product that we run, the products that you guys produce, the product that you guys distribute. So I think we have to think about, I really do think we have to think about differently about the business coming out from YouTube. Well, thanks. So maybe just one question, one or two fast questions, if we can try to answer, and if not, we will stay on the thanks made by Yann Chaplon. Any question? Well, you terrified them, Yana. You terrified the audience with 5 minutes. But thank you very much, Yana, to allow us to introduce this. And thanks to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you.
And we made it.